believe this is one of the greatest numbers I've ever seen. Without further ado, the man who bitched at me this morning before the show made me feel a little uncomfortable, but I was okay with it because I overcome things, because that's what great players do. The man who's the co-host of Birds 365, my friend, Big Z, Zander Krause.
What's up, Big Sills? What are you saying? I was yelling at you? I wasn't yelling at you.
I hate technology.
You hate it, and you're awful at it. You're a great sports talk host, but you are brutal. I mean, I'm telling this guy to do the most simple. Click a button on the screen. Like, I'm not asking him to, like, deconstruct a computer or anything. Click this button. It's not there. I don't see it. Oh, wait, there it is.
It's true, man. I mean, and then here, but so Xander's is like,
you're worse than Jody Mack was, though.
Oh God, I mean, he goes like this. So you guys know, I don't touch this. I don't touch anything that Zander has set up on this thing. Zander, when they wanted me to download like Zoom, I went like this. If this fucks my afternoon show up, I'm never doing anything ever again.
Yeah, I knew.
I said that. I want nothing touched. Anyway, so how about this number, Zander? A.J. Brown and Hurts on the field together since they've been Philadelphia Eagle teammates, 43-9. 83% win percentage.
With AJ and Jalen?
As starters in the lineup.
Man, that is an impressive win percentage right there, my friend.
43 out of 52 games they've won.
Any questions, Big Sills?
No. Any question who's more important, Barkley or AJ?
Well, hey, listen. What are they with Barkley? 17-2.
Hey, but AJ's on that field too.
Huh?
I don't think Barkley gets the yards if Hurts and AJ are not on the field like that.
I agree. This is like a five-headed monster, this offense.
Agreed.
Take away this, I got this. Take away that, I got this. Take away those two things, I still got these two things. I mean, it's a tough team to stop, man. It really is.
You think they had a tough time figuring out how to use all the pieces a year ago?
No.
Kellen, let's do something here. Wait a minute now. Wait. By the way, all supers, we will read at the end. Please hit the like button. Zander, you said that, they did it out of necessity. Well, wait a minute. That's not how you build a football team when you're paying people and you're putting salaries together and you're paying folks and you're paying receivers $51 million and a quarterback $50 million to sit there and go, oh, yeah, we're going to run the ball. I wonder if Kellen was the beneficiary of really great, talented players and he was limited as a coordinator. Because, again, I'll make this point to you. What did he fucking bring to the offense? What did Kellen Moore bring to the offense?
I think he managed it well within what it became last year, on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, he didn't add much, but how much can you add when you're talking about Pro Bowl players all over the place?
Okay, did he utilize all the assets in the offensive huddle?
Well, I don't think so, but I don't know if that was entirely on Kellen. I think some of that was circumstantial with what they were doing was working so well. They never had – if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, they ran the ball so well. It never forced Kellen to be more creative. It never forced him to go into his bag of tricks to try and create some offensive splash plays. And by the way, when he did have to, I think he did it in the Super Bowl. He did it pretty damn well. And you talk about the Devontae Smith dagger. You talk about some of the big plays that Jalen made in that game. I think Kellen did fine. I agree with you that he didn't come in here and reinvent everything, but he really didn't have to. Just like Jalen didn't have to be an MVP quarterback last year. He didn't really have to be an MVP play caller. What he was calling, as simple as it was, worked really good. So he never had to go deeper in the bag of tricks.
What do you think adjusted more, Jalen Hurts or Kellen Moore?
I think Jalen adjusted more. I mean, I think when you're Kellen, it's an adjustment. But at the end of the day, your job is a lot more dictated by the flow of the game and the outcome of the plays that you call for example, if you call a bad second down play and you lose 5 yards, that's obviously going to change what you can call on third down. But when you call a second down play and you get the exact amount of yards you were hoping to get or more, it completely dictates for you almost where you're going on your play sheet. So I think Jalen adjusted more because it took the ball out of his hands a little bit more. And it required a little bit of the death of his ego. I mean, hey, you might want to be the guy, but you're not the guy. And it's not a knock on him, but how would Donovan McNabb have handled that? He couldn't even handle T.O. being a superstar. I mean, Jalen's got superstar running back, superstar wide receiver, superstar offensive lineman, superstar, everywhere. Tight end. I mean, everywhere. So I think Jalen handles it better, but I never doubted that he wouldn't handle that good.
When will Jalen Hurts get his just dues and silence critics like Big Sills?
Well, that's a question that you're going to have to answer. And in my estimation, I don't really have another critique on the player. I don't care. It doesn't look like many people want it to look. The job is to go out there and win the game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Was there less on his plate than maybe other quarterbacks in the league? Sure, but I'm not here to analyze that or here to judge that. I'm here to look at the results. This guy has gotten us the results that we've wanted in Philly. So I'm very happy with the player. When you talk about a macro perspective of ESPN guys, Big Sills, Johnny Mack, and all of the people alike who don't want to give him his credit, I don't think it's a winning battle. I don't think it's a winning battle to try and win people like you over because you're stuck in what you want. That's fine, but Jalen keeps doing what he wants to do, and it's working.
I think you
don't try and appease these people.
I think you had a problem with what those guys were saying today and what everyone else says. Well, it's not a rip.
I mean, that's more of a fan thing.
When John and Mike Gill were saying it today, I saw your face when they were going like this. Burrow and Allen and Lamar and those guys were just better than Hurts.
I'm like the Burrow going. It's like, okay, entirety of the NFL world. I know who you want to be your anointed one. Holy shit.
Yeah, but it's not a rip. John's right. It's not a rip. There's only 32 of these jobs, and there's really only 7 that are really premier jobs. And Jalen's got one of them. Bro, to be in the let me show you.
Yeah,
this.
and I mean he does have a good team. Like he does have a good organization around.
I'm not killing the kid for this, but I'm going to show you this, Zander. 3 years ago, we were having a debate when the Eagles had 2 draft picks that they were saying, is this the guy? You were being compared to Kyler Murray. You were being compared to whomever. And people were going, is this guy the guy? And all of a sudden, he has the 22 season. You went from Kyler Murray conversation to now you're talking this. Burrow, Lamar, Allen, Mahomes, in 3 fucking years. You've gone from that group to this tier of guy. And you're putting him in that group now. His journey has been incredible. The Eagles didn't even think he was the future of the team. Now, I will say a second pick is not a stupid pick based on the success that the Eagles have had with that number 2 pick. They've had a lot of Cooper, Landon, Cam, all these guys, right? But my point is, look at where he's come in 3 years, Andrew. I mean, what are we talking about here? We're talking like what? What do we got here? We got 51 getting 50 games. This guy's gone from that conversation to now he's in the top 5. I think that's a fucking remarkable climb for a guy that was being talked of. Is he the dude 3 years ago?
No, that's actually a good point by you. I mean, it's a good perspective by you. You start in this category and you get to this category. It is a jump, and there has been a lot of people that have kind of eaten their words a little bit on him. Now, what does it take to get him to the next level? Because I think a certain threshold of wins makes people really forget about any talent deficiencies they might think you have. Now, what is that number? Is it 3 Super Bowls? Like, let's be real. Sometimes, and we all know Patrick Mahomes is what he is. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But sometimes you turn on Patrick Mahomes and you see him make some plays and you're just like, what the fuck was that? But he's got 3 bowls. He's been to 5. You're like, yeah, I don't really care. At what point does Jalen reach that? Maybe it's 3 wins. Maybe it's another Super Bowl win. I don't know what it would be, but I do think eventually, I mean, if we're talking about, and again, he's got a long way to go to get to this point, but if you're talking about more Super Bowls than 2, and you're going 3, 4, 5, the potential one day, I think that's when you get to a point where people don't even look at what I think of his talent, and they look at the entire, culmination. Because remember, for him to win that many Super Bowls means he's going to have to do that with different teams, different running backs, different receivers, different coordinators, and whole different setups. So that's where I think he would still be the common denominator through it all, and that might shut some of that up. But again, those are all things that come when after you handle your business.
Yeah.
Like, don't make that what you're trying to achieve. Let that be, a ramification or for lack of a better word, a result of what you do, and I think Jalen's head's on straight with that stuff. And that's partly why, we are where we are and why he's won as much as he's won, because he hasn't cared about fixing the outside noise. He's just cared about what he needs to do. And that ultimately has got him from that bracket to the top bracket, like you just pointed out.
How about this one here? I've been trying to figure out who this guy is. And I think today I did. Would we not agree? Is there more compatible and adjustable quarterback in the NFL other than this guy? And in today's landscape of free agency, with 18% of a roster changing, coordinator changes, isn't his best asset? He's compatible with what's in the room. He's adjustable with what you're asking him to do. Joe Burrow could not be compatible.
I think the only
not a compatible guy.
The only comp here, I think, is Mahomes. I mean, even Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen, but Josh Allen plays his ball. He plays his style of play.
It is Mahomes. It's the guy in Kansas City.
Mahomes is the guy that is a little bit more versatile based on situation. I think he's the one comp, but I don't know if he's had to do it to the extent that Jalen has. Now, remember, Mahomes, he hasn't had as good of a team around him as Jalen has had.
I mean, he's had a better play caller around him.
Well, that's true, and consistent in the play calling department. I mean, I know he lost Eric Bieniemy, but
he's had a better defense around him on a consistent basis.
You think on a consistent basis he has?
Yeah, I think when you go from 28th, Spags ain't going to float down to 28, dude. Okay? He's not going to have down there at 28. And all the coach, there's no coaching. Here's what he has. He has stability. He has no coaching. He's had the same coaches for 7-8 years, Zander, on both sides of the ball. Can you imagine if he had like the same coaches for 7-8 years? So would you not agree? The one thing that maybe separates him, he may go down as the greatest compatible and adjustable quarterback in the salary cap era and in the roster moving era than any quarterback that's played during this time. Can you name another one?
No.
With all the changes that he's had on his rosters, his coaches, defensive changes.
Mahomes is crazy, though. Keith says Mahomes had 50 touchdown passes and 5,000 yards passing. Like,
nuts.
That is fun.
Let me ask you this. If you were going to –
That is nuts,
I got to ask the question. If you put Mahomes on the free agent market, how many first rounders would you want for him? 7?
On the trade market?
Yeah. 7?
Well, I mean, I don't even think you can because you don't get you can't
really
back. I mean, 5, I think, would get it done.
5
ones.
You know what? Remember
That's a lot of ones, dude.
Remember this, though. The Rams got 3 ones. And for Washington, when they traded for RG3.
What did the Texans get when they traded Watson? They got 3 ones, right?
Yeah.
And he was a top 5 QB at that time.
Yeah. And how about this one? The Dolphins got 3 ones for Trey Lance.
Now, oh my gosh. God, that was a bad trade, man.
His pick and 2 others.
That was an awful trade. Holy crap.
You get
Yeah,
up to
I mean, you can make the argument more. I don't know
three.
what's a realistic number to throw out there because I don't really think teams throw 5-1s in trades.
No,
But
no, that
if he hit the open market, it
He's
wouldn't surprise
untradeable.
me if bidding got to $75 million.
Dude, that's right. Get this. He's untradeable.
Well, he's definitely untradeable, but I think an open market's a better scenario. Like, how many teams are going to come in? I'll give you 63. I'll give you 64. I'll give you 66. I'll give you 70. I'll give you 72. I mean, I think he would get up to 75 million on that.
Maybe you would look like you're at like Sotheby's getting like somebody going like this, man, Pat Magic, come on, 62, 63, 73, 75. Before you know, you'd be at 75,000. Yeah. You'd be at Roger Goodell would be up there, sold $82 million. That's what it would look like.
Yeah.
All right.
I could have done that back in my heyday.
What's that?
I could have done that, I feel like. Sold! Done.
Hey, guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Supers will be counted here. Thank you very much. All right, let me ask you this one here. What will a successful Jordan Davis 2025 have to look like to Zander Krause?
Dominant run-stopping defense. If we're going to put him in the role.
So you're going to put him more in a unit than you are with his terms of his play.
That's what the Eagles have That's what the Eagles have put him in. That's not what I've put him in. That's what they've put him in. They picked up the fifth-year option. Why?
12.9.
Wait a second. Why did they pick up the fifth-year option? Because of stats?
No, they
because
picked
of
up
production?
Can I tell you why? They picked up that fifth-year option to tell him this. You're not worthy of a contract extension yet because we don't believe it.
Well, that's
by the way, we like you because we picked it up, but we want more from you. That's what I see with that thing. By the way, they love the guy. They have to. It's $12.9 million. That ain't a fucking cheesy number for a guy who played 37% of the snaps a year ago. That's a pretty damn high number.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I do think the Eagles are going to look at it as if our unit looks good in the run game, and Jordan Davis is a big part of that, whether it shows up on stat sheets or not, he's going to be what we want him to be. And I think that's why they drafted Ty Robinson. It's why they have Moro Ojomo. It's why they have Jalen Carter, because Jordan Davis is not asked to be more than what he is, which is an anchor nose guard on first and second down. And if he's good at that, I think that's going to be successful. Now, maybe people like Big Sills won't be happy with that, but I do think, unfortunately for you, it is a unit conversation with him. I do. Like Nolan Smith, you can look and say, all right, if you get 4 sacks and you can't set the edge, you stink. You're not cutting it. Jordan's a little harder to gauge. He's a little harder to gauge.
So you're going to base your evaluation on him completely different than every other player in the defensive huddle.
Basically. I mean, how can you
like the player?
No, it's not because I like the player. It's because I think that's how else do you gauge that position?
I say, listen, you have to have a great nose to play Vic's scheme. You just have.
What do you think? What do you think Jordan Davis would get paid on the open market? Milton Williams just got $27 million or $28 million. If Jordan Davis hit the open market, what do you think a team would pay him
for a first and second down player?
Just for what he is. Whatever the team thinks
he is.
What do you think his market value would be?
$14 million, $13 million.
That's right where I'm at 15, right where Mr. International said.
He's not a $25 million guy, that's for damn sure. He's not.
He's a little heavy in my eyes, Jack, but you're probably the truth is, Jack, you're probably not far off, Jack. That's probably where it would be because those things get gassed up. Look at Kyle.
$7 million. Dude, your kicker makes $7 million.
Kyle.
Come on, man.
Come on, Kyle.
Come on, Kyle. Holy cow here. All right, I got another one here for you. Bro, do we not agree? This is a roster year for Sidney Brown. It's a roster year. You're either going to be a good ball player or you're out. Because there's no room. Here's why. There's no room for him. Where's the room for him? I'm already working Makuba I already like Tristan McCullum. I mean, I've got guys in there that I like. If you're not here, do we not agree? If this guy doesn't start, now listen, if he doesn't start and Makuba beats him out, is it a bust pick?
I mean, I think it is because you don't spend a 3rd-round pick on a 4-year special teams player. You spend 5th, 6th, 7th-round picks on that. So I think, you're going to say that and people are going to be like, yeah, it's a bust. You're overreacting. Yeah, it's probably a little bit of an overreaction because we've had so many good picks, but isolate out just that pick. A 3rd-rounder on a guy who never got on the football field would not be a good pick. Correct. That would be a, I don't know, can a 3rd round be a bust? Yeah, I guess it can.
Yeah. Well, Tyler Steen, if he doesn't win the job, is going to be a turd.
A turd is different than a bust.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I agree. Jordan Davis at the 13th overall pick, that can be a bust. The 3rd round.
You know what? I'm going to go back on this. It's going to sound crazy, but I'll say this to you. I mean, I don't think Jordan Davis is a bust.
I don't think he is either.
I'm just saying
it's easier to place that tag on the first round.
I think the pick is a bust.
Yeah, right. So that's what I'm saying, though. Is the pick a bust or is the player a bust?
No,
the player might be a bust, but is the pick a bust?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They overdrafted. Would you say that if you were going to put Cooper DeJean in the draft right now, what pick would you put him? 7th?
For just like what? Of just Eagles
players? Overall? 7th in the 1st?
Of just Eagles players or in this upcoming draft?
I don't give a fuck the league when you're going to draft somebody. If you were going to put him back in the draft.
And just any given year.
What draft?
Yeah, he's a top 10 pick.
He's a top 10 pick.
Yeah, he's a top 10 pick. You can make an argument Quinyon should have been a top 10 pick too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Top 15 minimum.
But Quinyon's skill set is not quite as versatile as Coop. Like Coop is a game-changing player in the defensive end or defensive backfield. So I think he's a guaranteed top 10.
Can I tell you, Nolan Smith has rolled back into being the 30th pick for sure.
Agreed. Now, he's got a long way to go, though. He's only really proven it for 9 games. I mean, we got to see this full year, right? Like, how's the body hold up? I'm confident in his abilities on the football field, but I do have, will he hold up for the whole year? I think he will, but I do think it's still fine to wait for that if you're not sold yet.
I'll tell you this: that Moro Jomo guy looks like a 3rd-round talent to me,
and he was a 7th.
I know.
Remember, this is only year 3 for him. Last year was year 2. For a 7th rounder, that's good.
Look at all the players that they underdrafted that are have higher value.
That's why I can't really get too mad about Sidney Brown. But objectively, if you take out all the other things, I would agree.
Do you think Nakobe still fits as a 3rd rounder?
I do. I mean, he was really good when he played last year. Now, do you want him to be on the field more in the duration of his contract? Yes, you do, obviously. But the skill set of the player, I think when he was on the field last year, you could have made an argument that was a 2nd-round player. It could have been a 2nd-round player. I don't know about 1st round because I think the size concerns, I think some of those things are valid. But the way he played last year when he was healthy, that was 2nd-round talent for sure.
So you think Jaden Daniels is going to have a step back year?
I think collectively that team takes a step back. I don't know if Jaden Daniels looks like shit. I'm not saying he's going to look like shit, but I think it's going to be harder for that team to flourish this year than it was for them last year, where most people came in not expecting them to really be that great. Jaden was great. Everything worked around them pretty well. They got a little bit of that football luck that you need late in the year with the way things bounced their way, and they took advantage of it. And I think they did a great job, but I think they set the bar really high after year 1. And, 10 wins should be a success for a team that's been bottom of the NFL for 25 years. But it might not be viewed as a success this year because they won 12 games last year. And that's kind of where I think they are. I think they're in that 10-11 win camp. And many will probably look at that as a letdown. I mean, remember, people think about how people talk about Stroud's 2nd year. And I've been a victim of this too, where I've talked about it. But what were the Houston Texans last year?
A playoff team.
They were a playoff team, and they won how many games? 10-7 last year, were they?
Yeah.
They were 10-7 last year, and people act like CJ Stroud dropped off the face of the earth. I mean, look, I don't disagree. CJ definitely took a step back, but he didn't.
I thought the team did.
That's what I think is going to happen to Jaden, though. CJ took a step back, but he still didn't really look that bad. And the team won 10 games,
Actually,
and they went to the playoffs. That's what I think happens with Jaden.
I thought they played better than Kansas City. I thought they got jobbed in that game a couple plays. And I think Stroud's just going through the motion.
Okay. I like Stroud a lot. Yeah.
I bet he shocked me. Well, then, if you think that's going to take a step back, well, why do you think Cooper and Q are going to take steps up with new players in the secondary and new players in the defensive front? Why will they take steps forward?
Well, I think it's in a little bit of a different circumstance when you look at a team. You know, remember, they're just like we talk about how Jalen Hurts has the right system around him, similar to for these rookies, right? I mean, they're not in an environment like one of these other franchises where there's so much fluctuation year to year, or there's so much inconsistency year to year in the way you build the team that it can be streaky. Even an example like the Texans, like we just used. The Eagles are a much better organization than most teams. They're operating at a much higher level. And I also just think those are special players. Like, you know, they're not asking Q to be man coverage. And you're right, that makes him not a lockdown corner, but it also limits how much the seesaw can go, right? If you're within a zone, maybe he fluctuates like this. But if you got him in man, the highs could be higher, but the lows could be lower. And I don't think those lows exist as low as, you know, they might for a quarterback of a team that has struggled for 25 years, just jumped up from 3 wins to 12 wins. You know, there's a low, there's a high. That's a big bar. I think the Eagles have a little bit of a better system where they wouldn't have as much fluctuation. Now, that's not to say that it's guaranteed that they get better this year, that they have better years. I think it would be fair to say, let's see how they do coming into year 2. But I do think the better system, the better team, the better defense around them, I think they're in a good spot. And Cooper, wait a second. You think Cooper DeJean's going to have a worse year?
No.
Yeah, I know you don't.
I just want to know how you apply that to him.
That dude's a special cat. Come on, man.
Jaden Daniels, is it?
Well, he's a quarterback. It's harder. Listen, he is a special cat. But when you're the quarterback and you have that much more pressure and that much more onus on you for your team to be good, I think it's harder, even when you are super special, to uphold what you did last year versus Coop. Great player, obviously feel amazing about him, but he's playing slot corner. He's not playing quarterback. You know, it's a harder job that Jaden has.
Well, let me ask you this here then. All right. So Sauce Gardner had a spectacular rookie season. He kind of walked it back the second year, but when his contract is going to be hitting him at the end of this season, he's going to make more money than Derek Stingley. He's going to make $37-38 million. Okay? I mean, he's not better than that guy.
No, he's not.
He's not. But he took a step back in his second year. But you're saying that you don't think Q and them guys do because of the scheme they're in.
Well, don't you think
in the environment of winning and all that, he absolutely plays a factor.
No, the scheme, though. I mean, let's stick to the scheme for a second. Don't you think that the scheme that Vic asked cornerbacks to be in gives them less room for downside?
Yes, because he's a man guy over in New York.
Exactly. You know, so I see what you're saying, but I do think it's a little bit of a different situation. You know,
it is because of the scheme that they have. But I think that scheme is predicated on pressure too. If you can't set the edges and you can't get pressure on, that secondary is going to look potentially, and I'm not saying it will. I'm not in that room. But I'm saying that thing could look like 2023 at the end of the year, bro. If you don't get the volume of pressure, remember what happened in 23. The volume of pressure exposed Slay and Bradbury. It exposed, not really Slay, but it exposed Bradbury. Because routes were getting more developed and they were able to get down the field because they weren't getting to the quarterback. Okay, so again, you had 70 sacks. Dude, anybody playing center field is going to have a fucking good year. When that volume did not happen, Bradbury got exposed. And you went, holy shit, he's not the guy. And you're going, whoa, this is why your secondary was better. You didn't have the same value you had in 22. You didn't have the same number of sacks. That secondary was the real deal. I thought the secondary in 22 was better, but I found out that that wasn't true because of the limited amount of pressure. So my point will be this. If you don't have here, Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell's season will be based on how Nolan Smith and how Jalix Hunt play. Because if those guys can't set the edge, you're fucking toast in the secondary. Like you were in 23. Okay? I mean,
fair point. I don't disagree with that. I just think that they're going to be good. So I'm feeling like it's going to work. But I understand what you're saying for sure.
Is there one guy on defense you're suspect about?
Yeah, 100%. Makuba and Keeley. I feel good about Keeley, though. I'm not going to lie. I feel like Keeley's got upside. Now,
so that safety spot for you is the one that you're like, what happens there?
I mean, I'm assuming Makuba wins the job. Assuming. And then I feel good about Reed. Like, I don't know. We'll see what Makuba is. He's a rookie. I have no idea to tell how good he's going to be.
My take on Reed is that I think he's a product of the environment around him. I think if there's bad players around him, he'll be bad. If there's great players around him, he'll be great. Okay? I don't think he's a leader of talent. Like, he's not one of the better safeties in the league. He's a compatible safety. Because when you put a really good one next to him, he was really good. When you put a bad one next to him, like the kid Kevin Byard, whatever that guy was, he stunk. He wasn't very good. He was hit or miss. So that'll be my take with him. Okay? I don't think – Reed's not a guy. Do you think you build a safety core around? You think you build a safety core around him? Is that the guy? Then why did you draft the guy in the second round if you thought that?
Well, I mean, you did lose C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Okay. So you got rid of CJ before the draft, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you drafted a guy in the second round, a lesser player compared to CJ out of Texas as of right now. Okay. I mean, he may be better. I don't know, but you have
well, no, he's not better right now. I mean, CJ's a proven NFL player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he could be like Cooper. I don't know, but it's a question mark, right? You just don't know.
It is a question mark. Yes.
Okay, yeah, and again, whatever you think about Gardner-Johnson, by the way, that guy can't keep his fucking mouth shut. That's
what I mean. I mean, that dude was good, but holy shit, what a fucking headache that guy is.
Don't you realize that they just did this? Hey, dude, you're really a good player, but I hate you. I mean,
I think that's exactly what happened. I'm not even going to lie. I really do. That's exactly what happened.
I mean, look, you can really play. You're great. You're an influence on our team, but I hate your whole game.
It's annoying.
I hate the off the field game. I don't want to deal with it. And they just want like this. Dude, you're not a likable guy. I mean, bro, you imagine not being on a defending world champion team because they hate you. I mean, that would, why aren't I on the, I don't blame them. Why are I not on the Eagles right now? Well, because your attitude. And they let you know it. Holy shit. That takes some big-time squingeals, bro, to sit there and fucking just go like this. I'm going to draft a kid out of Texas / Clemson. I'm going to put his butt back there, and hopefully Sidney Brown does some shit. But because I'm doing that because I hate you. I don't know, man. All right, let's get to some of these supers, dog.
Guy's a head case, I will say.
Bro, I mean, he just can't keep his fucking mouth shut.
He's a head case. All right, here we go. Nate the guy. What's up, brother? Thank you, man. $10. Well, not many supers today, so we're good. Nate says, Sills said we had the worst linebacking core and our defensive ceiling was 15 and our QB wouldn't win a Super Bowl. Pretty much whatever Sills says, the opposite happens. Crow Eating Sills is your new name.
Hey, Nate, I'll tell you what. Your own organization thought the guy wasn't going to win a Super Bowl because you gave the quarterback $33 million. He proved them wrong, too. And your linebacking core in 23 was the worst linebacking core in pro football. Even Vic didn't know. I stand 1,000% by what I said. They outperformed everyone, including Vic's expectations a year ago. So congratulations to you, kid. Way to go. I stand on that 1,000%. It was amazing on what they did. They won't do it again, but go ahead.
Yo, Nate, what a great super chat. Calling out Sileo. You will never win a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts. Yes, Sills.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's fucking great. I know.
Listen,
he's better than Burrow.
It's been a tough run.
No, it's not been a tough run.
It's been a tough run.
No, it's not.
I know
when you're
used to,
Caboose.
like you were right about all
Hey,
the other teams.
Nate, always remember something. Caboose hurts in 23. 24, I mean. Caboose hurts. It's all good. And it's not wrong, nothing wrong with being a caboose.
I mean, crow eating sills.
Yeah, don't worry. That will never happen again. We won't have that kind of. In my 30 fucking years doing this, that's the worst year of my entire life. It'll never happen again.
No.
It'll never happen again.
I mean, even you're admitting you had a bad year. Like
I did. Well, no. I had a great year. I had a bad ending.
Oh my gosh, that's bullshit.
Oh, I know, because you know what I said when the quarterback goes for 2,900 yards and 18 touchdowns. I was like this. They took the ball out of the hands of the QB and they gave it to Barkley.
Ring me.
I hope that's in for me. Hey, where'd you get the Masters shirt?
My brother went this year.
That's a mess. Hey, dude, that ain't cheap.
My brother, it was $35, but my brother got tickets. That's the hard part, is getting tickets. My brother's, I told you, my brother's in a different world. He's a beast. Look, he got me this.
Holy shit. Did you just get that in the mail?
No, he got me it when the Masters happened. I wore this on the show.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Holy shit.
Amen corner hat.
How much money dude, you look like an Irishman. How much did that hat cost? That hat had to be $50.
No, $32. It's actually funny. The store there is not that cheap. It's not that.
You know what? Sandwiches there are $1.50.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's kind of their thing. It's the hard part.
It's getting the passes to get on there.
So it's pretty good. I mean, it was a cool event. My brother walked in there. You got to know the kind of dude my brother is, though. He walks in, and being the selfless dude that he is, he buys, me a shirt and a hat and a polo. My dad a polo and a hat. My mom and my 3 sisters a hat. My girlfriend a hat. His wife a hat, a shirt, a polo. He went in there. He's like, I spent $1,500 in the damn store.
That's right. Hey, I've been to Augusta.
Yeah, you have? I've never been.
Yeah, I've been to Augusta. You know how I got there? I got there through Steve Spurrier.
Oh, really?
Get this. The head football coach of South Carolina gets a membership to Augusta National. You have to still call to play, but you get a membership. Like Lou Holtz has a lifetime membership to South Carolina because of South Carolina at the Augusta National.
It's not an easy place to have a membership.
No, they don't really.
You know what Pine Valley is?
Of course I do.
Yeah, my girlfriend's grandfather and uncle are both members there.
Holy cow! So they get to play both courses?
Yep. Pine Valley.
Holy cow!
People talk about Pine Valley as the nicest course in the world.
Let me tell you, true. Let me tell you where Merrill belongs. Marion.
Yeah, Marion. Everybody, here's the thing though. Everybody at Marion is on the waiting list to get into Pine Valley.
Yeah,
that's how it works. Pine Valley is the GOAT. Marion is where the rich and the people go when they're waiting to get the Pine
US Opens are held there.
Yeah, some people are members at both. Actually, a lot of people are members at both. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this: that Marion, they got a special room there where Bobby Jones won an U.S. Amateur there, and it's one of the most famous golf courses of all time. I used to play a ton of golf.
I think we have a U.S. Open coming to the area.
Yeah,
soon. Is it Aronimink?
I think so.
I think
so. Yes.
Aronimink.
I think you've got a U.S. Open.
Yeah, Aronimink.
Yeah.
U.S. Open. Oh, no, it's not the U.S. Open. Sorry. It's the PGA Championship in 2026. Okay. Next year, I got to go to that. That sounds dope.
Hey,
I got to try and go to that.
You need passes. I know how to get them.
26. Yeah, we're good. I mean, I'll use you if I need you.
Yeah, I can.
May 11th to 17th. That's right after my birthday. Yeah, because the PGA was – was the PGA Championship? No, that was Truist. No.
Yeah. They just had the they just had a great court. That cricket club that they just had that tournament at this year in Philly. That's one of the legendary.
Yeah, that was the Truist. Yep.
Yeah, that's
my parents got married at the cricket club.
What's that?
My parents got married at the cricket club.
Boy, I heard that's a super place.
Yeah.
Really awesome, man. All right.
I don't know how super it was because when I asked my dad about it, he was like he didn't remember how good it was. I just know because he got me a cricket club shirt one year for my birthday. So I rocked that sometime.
Hey, by the way, that thing's really getting around with Howard talking shit on.
Yeah, good.
He
was talking some shit. He should talk some shit.
He was talking shit on everybody, and he goes like, "Hey, I got a call from WIP, and they were like this, or what? You think?"
Oh gosh.
Howard goes like this.
What is up with the amount of butterballs in this world, in this media, specifically in Philly? If all the listeners knew about like the inner workings of the way some of these squareheads are, oh my God, you would not like half the personalities you probably listen to if you knew how they were behind scenes. Oh my goodness. At least with Sileo, you know what you're getting, and with me, you know what you're getting. Because I don't know how to be fake.
Yeah,
I get in trouble still in my life because I'm too honest. I'm too real.
That's right.
I don't know how to put a filter on.
I know. The greatest people in our business are liars. I hate to say that, but it's true. All right, what else we got here, guys? Please super chats. We appreciate it. Let's go.
There we go. Jason A-Team checking in. What up, A-Team? He says, just showing my appreciation to y'all. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. We have Makuba for 4 years and Sydney for 1 more after this. They need to see what they have in Sydney so they can make a decision. Reed isn't completely safe.
Do you think Reed isn't? That's a great take at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Johns keeps telling me he thinks the Reed contract's coming before training camp or before the end of training camp, before the season.
I don't believe it.
If that happens, then we know. If it doesn't happen, I think they might be banking on those 2 guys being better than they're expecting. But I think they're going to stick with Reed.
I don't think that contract's coming. You're going to do him like Zach Bond. They're going to do it a couple weeks before free agency. And if he has the year that
it's a different circumstance.
What is it?
Zach Bond was signed here on a 1-year deal last year.
Zach Bond was an excellent player a year ago. I thought Reed was okay. I didn't think he was exceptional. I mean, Zach Bond had an exceptional season. Do you really think that Reed was in that room? I just don't. I think they look at him as being a good ball player.
So look at Philly 500's texting me right now, and he goes, "Look at this crybaby bitch."
What's he moaning about?
Look at this crybaby bitch, he says. About Mark Holmes making a video while Jalen Hurts gets pats on the back. That is hilarious. Philip 500 is going to shred Mark Holmes coming up soon. There we go. More supers. JD3, thank you, brother. Sills and Z, if I'm Bama and DeBoer isn't panning out in 2 years, could you see a former player getting the job? It's becoming popular. Dix is over talent development, but still guys like Kiffin there. Yeah, I can see it.
Wait. I got your replacement.
I think a guy like Lane or Kirby or Dabo Swinney.
Well, you're missing one.
Who?
You're missing one.
Oh?
D'Amico Ryan.
Ooh, why would he leave though? Money?
Because I'd be making $12.5 million. I'm my own king of my castle. I'm making 6 in Houston.
He's got to be making more than 6 in Houston.
No, he's not. He's making 6. That guy in Alabama's making $11 million right now. And you're the king of your own castle. They buy you a house.
I know. D'Amico would be great. That would be my favorite hire.
D'Amico Ryan's a Bama dude.
I know what he is.
Nick Saban dude.
Look at Kyle. Here's Kyle checking in. If the passing game is 30th again, A.J. Owens is going to explode like the BP oil spill.
Oh, man. What's up with that?
Kyle is so Sileo-ized. He can't even – Kyle, you are so Sileo-ized. You can't even use that big noggin of yours, dude. Come on, man.
Absolutely.
Ben Dover says, they are rookies, man. They will have to learn a bit. Ringo also, just because they are starting for the first time doesn't mean bad. Be optimistic. Sileo, optimistic? Come on, Dover.
Whoa. It's not that I'm not optimistic. It's that you've got 5 guys versus the Mark Holmes, Dallas Cowboys on September 4th, starting on defense that are brand new starters. It ain't just one dude betting my backside friends over. It's not that. It's 5 dudes from the Super Bowl. 5 new starters. Moro, Inamiyan, Iwo Ojomo. And we have Jake Trotter Jr., starter, first time. Then we got, what's his name? Fidel Makuba.
All right, ready? He says, who is a better team than the Eagles, Sills? Come on. Who?
So
who's got a better team? Huh?
Not, hang on. Who's a better team than the Eagles?
There isn't one. There isn't one.
Well, no.
Mark Holmes might admit that.
That's a shitty question. Queasy Quasi.
Campbell Keese with the banger. Thank you, Keese. Steve Ike says, do you sing solo? What does this mean? Do you sing solo? So low we can't hear you.
Hey, Steve. I mean, if you're trying to be funny, bro. Okay, you're as funny as John McMullen telling a joke.
Oh, look at
got him, Z.
Got him, Z.
Hey, Queasy Quasi Walkie. Yeah. Frig you, man.
Blue Virus is in here. What up, Blue? You know your team ain't better than the Eagles. Come on, Blue.
New England? New England.
He's got to be a Drake May super fan or something, right?
No, he's a Diddy fan.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys that.
Hey, Robert Kraft's been hanging out with Diddy, so no, you know, there might be some questions there.
I heard Mark Holmes, man, after Diddy got acquitted, I heard he was out in his front yard with baby oil, throwing it all over himself.
Yo, Mark, check this out.
Baby oil.
Mark, check this out. I just got this text.
Oh, really? Philly 500's talking shit on him already?
5 minutes ago, it's Philly 500 saying, look at this crybaby bitch. That is hilarious.
What does that mean?
Baby. What's that?
Hey, I'll tell you what, man. Cowboys are talking shit on the Eagles.
Yeah, good. That's all they got. They certainly can't beat us in the football field, so they're going to do that all the time.
Oh!
All right, I got to run, Sills. Thank you, brother.
That's 9-4.
What's that?
That's 9-4.
Oh, congrats.
What exactly is this? 1, 2, 3,
it's oil. It's an oil. It's a
baby,
lotion
baby
bottle.
oil for Diddy.
It's a lotion bottle.
This is what I heard Mark Holmes was putting on when Diddy got acquitted.
Oh, come on, man. Mark might have a shitty football team, but I'm not saying that. All right, I'm out of here, Sills.
Wait a minute. We have levels of goofing right now. So, wait, your Cowboys suck, but let's go Diddy, man.
I'm not putting you in the Diddy category.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Being a Cowboy fan does not put you in the Diddy category.
Don't forget to catch my boy Big Z. That was a great conversation with you and Mike Gill, man. That was good stuff today, man. Really.
Why am I not surprised you loved it? He was basically shitting on Hurts. Mad Dio gift spot. Look at a JAKIB shirt in the picture. Let's go, Dio. 5 memberships gifted. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, Dio.
Hey, before you go, what do you think it'll do?
Oh, the dude looks great. I mean, I even got a comment. Somebody texted me, look at Sills, new dude looks good. I'm like, yeah, it does look good. If only he could get his mic to work like he's a fossil, this guy. He's going to be in the museum soon. This guy's a fossil. He's been on computers for 20 years now. All these old people. Hey, no excuse. Mark Holmes, I think, is around the same age as you. This guy's got a full channel. He's got setups. He's got mics. He's got computers. He's got everything. Sileo can't even click his mic on. It's a joke.
Hold on.
Take some pride in what you do.
This guy made me download something called fucking Firefox fucking something. I don't even know what it is. So I had to download Firefox. He couldn't fucking figure this out. Then he had to walk me back to getting back to. I'm like, do you know this guy blew my brains out this morning with going back? You got to go back to StreamYard. You got to go to Firefox. I'm going like, what the fuck are you talking about? And this is all over a mic.
I get genuinely pissed off. Anytime we have to have a call scheduled.
Oh, it's awful.
Where we need to work on
It's
something
awful.
technical. I know that I'm going to have to blow up on Big Sills. That's how it has to go.
Because he does this. Look, he'll go like this. He'll go, calm the fuck down. And I'll go ahead. Fuck it. I don't know what the
All right, Sills, I'm out of here. Thank you, brother.
All right, man. Love you, Big Z. Thanks,
Love
bro.
you too, man.
Appreciate you too, man. Make sure you guys hang with those guys in the morning. They do a good job. Yeah, shit, I don't know. So wait a minute. Philly 500 set the table. He called Mark Holmes a bitch right out of the gate. I mean, what kind of fireworks are gonna hit here? Mark Holmes is a bitch. Like that, right out of the gate. I want to know what the tip is. We're not even near September 4th yet. And we